Methods of investigation to begin with, and the report that he provided me were quite different than my other experiences. Also, he was not willing or interested in doing the typical kind of adjustment where your neck is cracked or your back is popped or they twist your hips. He absolutely doesn't believe in doing that and felt that perhaps having had some of those experiences in the past might have contributed to some of my neck problems. So he approached it just from a very different standpoint, and it was very gentle and non-invasive, and it never hurt. So I had an open mind enough to try it and say, okay, let's see if this will work. And it did. And as I began to understand more from asking questions, and Dr. Jette took a lot of time to talk to me about the process, and I would say, well, why are we doing this? And he would explain to me in great detail. So that was a wonderful thing too. He's not the doctor that takes you in for 5 minutes and kicks you out the door with a prescription. He really takes his time and explains what's going on, and I was really interested. And so that's how I got so enthusiastic. The more I talked to him, it made so much sense. The logic of reconnecting those pathways from the various parts of the body to the brain and get everything flowing again and create health made a lot of sense to me. And then it began to work, and I began to feel better. And I've been so enthusiastic, and I've asked a million questions, because when I first came in, I was really not well. I'd had pneumonia, and my other doctor had suggested that I work with Dr. Jette in conjunction to try to clear that up. And I also had some ongoing back problems, upper and lower. Couldn't get rid of them. I'd tried a lot of different things, but couldn't get rid of that. So we started through the process with Dr. Jette and his evaluation and report, and he gave me an idea of what he thought my course of treatment should be. And I said, okay, I'm willing to try this, even though it sounded very unusual. And I thought it was very innovative and like nothing else I had ever done before. So it really worked great. Within the first few treatments, I began to feel better. My back was a lot better very shortly thereafter, and my immune system began to be much better. I felt 100% better within just a couple of months. You have got to go and see Dr. Jette. You just have to, because it's so worth it. And I have friends who've had chronic illnesses and problems that have been ongoing. I had a friend that was in a car accident and had terrible whiplash, and she's doing great now. She's so glad that she came. I have a friend who was being told you need to have rotary cuff surgery on the shoulder, which is a terrible surgery to heal from. And I said, before you do that, just come in and see him. And he did, and he's doing tremendously better, and so it's certainly worth a visit. I had just about completed my course of treatment that I initially came for when I was involved in a car accident, and I was rear-ended. I was at a complete stop and I was fully smashed into, and I had whiplash. But I was here in the office within an hour and a half of the accident, and my recovery has been absolutely amazing, because that was only 6 weeks ago. And I have full range of motion. I have no neck brace. I just didn't have any of the experiences that people often do with that kind of a situation. And I am sure that's because I was here and because of the treatment that I've had. My body was more resilient, and so I'm a big fan.